Yeah, I thought it was a very weird game. I'll start with that. I thought we jumped out to a 2-0 lead, and I didn't think we were playing poorly, but I didn't think we were playing that well. I thought we had a fortuitous bounce, scored a power play goal, and then from there, I thought we hibernated for about a period there until we fell behind 4-2. And you can get a sense as a coach, you know your team pretty well by the time you hit this mark of the year, and we just didn't have any energy on the bench. And it wasn't until that we fell behind. I thought we were taking shortcuts in the game, things that the few times this year when we weren't playing well, for whatever reason we brought that game, and you could sense it just between the shortcuts and some of the things we were doing out there. You could tell we weren't locked in, and it was almost at the moment when we fell behind 4-2. Then I thought Andy Huff had a couple of really good shifts, and I thought that was uplifting. Andy Huff scored the tying goal at 4, and then from there I thought it was a pretty even game. Maybe we had the last 5 minutes of the third, we had a couple of really good opportunities off of face-offs. And then in overtime, I thought, again, obviously we scored the face-off goal, but it was a highly unusual game from the standpoint that we built the lead that maybe, it came too easy and that we weren't playing that well. And then we didn't kick it in until we fell behind by 2 goals. And I think in a game of this magnitude, rarely do you see teams coughing up 2 goals leads, and we did, and obviously they did as well. So it was a bit of a strange game.
Questions for Garrett and Gerald, please. Right there.
For Gerald, you know Corey Kane, your line mate's sick coming into the weekend. You don't know how healthy he is by the time the game starts. Did that cause you to jump up and play the way you did tonight, especially nearly scoring 3 goals?
I don't think so. I mean, Kaner, he's a senior, so he's a good leader. He knew what we had to do, and him and Huff, they played unbelievable together. We all played good for most of the game, but I think we just gelled, and I think we did fine.
Yeah, for either of the players, can you talk about how that transpired, how the 2 quick goals and then they come back with 4 unanswered goals, and what was going through your minds?
Yeah, well, obviously, the early jump to the game with our 2 goals was huge, and the atmosphere was buzzing in the arena. And after they pumped in a few, I don't know if we lost momentum or it just kind of got quiet or what. But after they went back up, we dug down and we realized, you don't want to have that happen in the middle of the game, obviously, where you realize it, but it did, and we responded. We responded well in the second at the end there, and then obviously the battle through the third and overtime.
Garrett, you scored that goal late, or you scored the 3rd goal of the game there. Andy Huff had those good couple of shifts. Did you feel like you had the momentum back going once you scored that goal?
Yeah, I did. Obviously, 2-goal deficits in this kind of game, it's tough, but it was just a great feed from Zarnowski, I believe, to Buzzio, and it was actually off a change, and Buzz had a great pass to me, and I had some jump after that I did, and I think Andy Huff did as well. And after he scored, the whole team responded, and I think that obviously my goal was helpful, but I think Andy's showed a lot of determination, especially the way he played tonight.
They looked like they weren't skating as well, and
yeah, there is. One of the things is, and possibly this was an error on my part. But all year we've played 4 lines, and we do it almost religiously. And probably the earliest I ever shut down to 3 lines is usually with about 5 or 6 minutes to go in a 1-goal game, either 1 goal either way or a tie game. Tonight, when we had a 2-goal lead, Anchorage pretty much for quite a while went down to 2 lines. They were playing Bailey every other shift. They were really doing it, and I continued to try to keep rolling 4 lines. I felt like that was an error on my end of things. All of a sudden, we're down 4-2, and we because of the fact that we almost always roll 4, but I went down to 3 really quick. I said, okay, game on here. We got to go, and So it's a little unusual for our team, I believe, in those circumstances, for us to go down. I actually, in some respects, thought it gave us some life. In the third period, I think we were down to 4 defensemen as well. And we also have a little bit of an illness situation running through the team. And you know, not to use it as an excuse, but it's certainly, you know, it's a flu bug type situation. And, you know, for us right now going into tomorrow, I think it's really important to get a lot of hydration in the guys. For instance, Corey Kane didn't even make it through a practice this week, and all, you know, he's one of our big horses. And I wasn't even going to put him out for that face-off because I was trying to get Shemp in there here and there. And it was Coach Famlack that told me, hey, put him out one more time. And then I said, okay. He won the draw, so I can't take any credit for that. But so there's some other circumstances surrounding it that at first blush people don't know, but that behind the scenes you realize that, you know, to me, I'm very impressed with the way the guys responded. And I think it's kind of typical. This probably should have been said in the opening statement, but you know, one of the things with these guys, they have been through a national title game. They've been through an awful lot, and while I might have pushed the panic button on the bench, they didn't. They're pretty cool customers, and even when we fell behind, you know, when we jumped to a lead, I don't think they got overexcited. But certainly, I think a trademark of this team, when we fell behind 4-2, there was no panic. You know, no one panicking, with the exception of me on the bench. Well, I thought where CJ really earns high marks is in the third period overtime. I thought he fought the puck a little bit early, and it's a little unusual. He catches a lot of things clean. There's not a lot of rebounds. But if you can think back to the game, especially early on and in the second, there was a lot of goal mouth scrambles around our net that we don't usually have. You know, I think it says, you know, speaks of the type of goal he is, because I know now when he's fighting it a little bit, and he was handcuffed a few times when it would have been a kill, a face-off, and away we go. But after the second period, I thought for the third period and the overtime, he was really solid. Clean is the way I like to put it, for the way he played in that.
You talked earlier in the week about how the double overtime took a lot out of your guys. Now you got a couple of guys possibly sick, and you went to a short overtime period tonight. But does that change your day plan for tomorrow with the guys?
I don't think so. I think the most important thing is they get a lot to drink, they get a good dinner, they get to bed. I mean, they are young kids still, so it's not like they'll rebound. They'll be just fine tomorrow. And I think Corey Kane will be that much better a player tomorrow for it. You know, I think he needed this game. But hockey's the type of sport you can go generally Monday through Thursday, and run, you know, maybe be involved in one flow drill the whole week, and then come out and next thing you know, you're in a battle and you're playing every third shift and going into overtime. But I think that this game would have done the world of good as long as he, you know, he gets the fluids in him and gets his rest tonight, he'll be fine. I'd expect you know, he'll have more energy tomorrow. And, you know, we've got some options within the lineup to make some moves, that we get some fresh legs in there as well.
Final question of the night. Right there, please.
What kind of game do you expect tomorrow night with Minnesota State?
It'll be a great hockey game. I think this will be a terrific hockey game. They're really, really a good team. I think it's 11 or 12 game unbeaten streak they're on right now, and I think we're at the point. I don't know if this is accurate, Bruce, or not, but I think both teams are probably in the NCAA tournament based on their regular season. So we're all playing for the AQ, but I think what takes precedent tomorrow now is I think you know, both teams, all eyes are set on the Broadmoor Trophy, and we'll all worry about the NCAA tournament down the road. So. It'll be a really good game. They play a high-pace, high-tempo game. They're strong, they're physical. They're a good all-around team, and I think it'll be a great game.